want to extend a warm welcome to everyone that has joined us on this second special Q&A call tonight, featuring any questions you might have about the launch of AquaWear 4.0. I like to think of this as a first aid tool that helps trigger a manifestation of new possibilities, sometimes, happening within minutes or hours or even a span of a few days. My name is Selma, and with us today is my co-host Karen, and of course modern-day mystic and program developer of AquaWear, Peter Schenk, and then our affiliate tech manager, Stacy Critchfield. Today is all about getting all your questions answered about this unique, powerful piece of software that has literally changed thousands of people's lives. Now, let me read this quick testimonial, how change can literally happen to improve your life immensely. Now, this is from Dee from Kansas City. She writes, to anyone who was fortunate enough to have AquaWear, I had extreme and incredible pain in my hands and shoulders and feet, even my shin. I could hardly walk and practically lost the use of my hands. There was no strength in them, and my fingers were frozen in pain. I had never experienced anything like this. I charged my water with anything that had to do with joints, bones, pain, and general health. I finally got significant relief with the achy joints intent. I'm practically back to normal. I'm able to perform normal activities again. I use no meds or pharmaceuticals, only the charged water. I'm incredibly grateful and thankful for AquaWear. I live alone and cannot express what it means to be able to perform the most basic of tasks for myself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Incredible.
So let's ask the audience a question. What do you want to change in your life today? Many of us strive to accomplish our dreams, whether it's finding that additional money to buy the car, the home, take that dream vacation, or get rid of those lingering aches and pains or feelings of anxiety, or connect more with universal energies. With all that desire and purpose, you have to ask, why can't you break through? Why hasn't it happened? Perhaps the truth is that most people who aspire to achieve simply don't have the foundational framework to get what they want out of their life. They don't have AquaWear, which combines source energy, consciousness of water, and the power of intention to help people manifest their greatest intentions. It does all the work for you. Salma, Stacy, and I can all attest that your life can transform quickly and easily. And what's more, with AquaWear 4, with its 700-plus intentions and the ability to write in your own custom intents, this is a manifestation software program that you can use over and over again for the rest of your life. So imagine the doors to opportunity swinging wide open, feeling energized and full of possibility, freedom from debt and struggle, being filled with a sense of well-being and ease, finding joy in your path and purpose. How good would that feel? I'm betting pretty good, right?
You better believe it there. I think I did a checkup for most of those there. So I know there are many new people on the call that may not be familiar with Peter Schenk and his work, so let me give you a short introduction to him. Now, modern-day mystic Peter Schenk is part of the new generation of spiritual visionaries who are on the cutting edge of consciousness and awakening. He is a very contemporary energy healer, research engineer, and software designer whose programs and services has united people from around the world to feel awakened, abundant, connected, confident, and proud, deeply nourished from the inside. He has worked in many different higher dimensional realms to create a variety of water and consciousness design software products that easily structures and programs water back to the pristine purity and aliveness it once was, so it can enhance everyone's health, wealth, and well-being. It's easy to believe that life just happens to us, but it's not until we recognize that we are at choice every moment of every day that things truly change. Thanks for joining us on this very special call, Peter Schenk.
Hi.
Hello. He woke up from his little nap there.
I just had a mental fart. I just went blank.
There you go. You're on Karen and Salma's show, Peter, just to let you know. All right, so, Peter, we've gotten lots of feedback from listeners, and here's one who says that each time I drink my intentionalized water, I feel deep blocks shifting. Love the simple way old water can shift my perception and motivation. So let's talk about water a little bit, the most programmable resource in the world. Why is it so special, and why is it the basic foundation of all of your work?
Well, as you know, after my wake-up experience, I was looking for a way to really reach the masses with something. I was being impulsed. My entire professional life has always been analytical in technology. After my wake-up experience, I had a metaphysical side of my mind started, growing at a rapid rate. I was being endowed with different gifts, really didn't know what to do with them, until one day I came across Dr. Emoto's work, and it clicked. I saw what this man was doing. I could generate, grab, manipulate frequencies at will, and why not be able to put frequencies in the water? So after a few trials and errors, I successfully did it with a little crappy program I put out on the internet called First Water. It had 10 selectable intents in it, and in the first couple of months I had, 60,000 downloads. It was offered for free. People were writing me things that were incredible, and I got scared. I took it down. I didn't know what I had stumbled into, but I knew it was the direction I wanted to go. So about 18 months later, on July 4th, 2007, AquaWear version 1 was born. Water is the perfect catalyst to carry intent. But, part of the secret sauce is you have to remove the memories from water and the energy of everywhere it's ever been. The body's comprised of 60 to 80% water, depending on where you read it. Water has a consciousness that was proved beyond the shadow of a doubt from Dr. Emoto. And, I was led in the direction that if I could remove the memories from the water and the energy, I could certainly imprint it with intention. And here we are, 10 years later, the technology has been refined again. AquaWear 4 is the 4th generation of the technology. It's far more powerful than anything that's come before it. And, water is the perfect medium to carry intention into the body, external to the body, or into the environment.
There you go.
Very special. Yeah, there you
and
go.
my computer just seized up, so
there you go.
I may have to get somebody else to push some buttons here.
There you go. So, Stacy, let's hear from you. What do you find fascinating about AquaWear? Is it all about pressing the easy button? Are things that easy? Is it easy to maneuver?
Yes, definitely. In fact, when I first experienced it, I was shocked by how easy it was, because it can't be that easy in work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it does. And I know we all want to make things more difficult than they are, but it's that simple. I mean, it's a 3 or 4 step. It's a single step download, but an install, just like any other program. And then you just open it up, and a few mouse clicks later, you've got your first glass of cleared, prepped, and programmed water. So it's really easy to experience.
Okay, I'm just going to press my easy button.
That was easy.
Oh, don't you love that? That's really what it is. Before we... What?
Go ahead.
No,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
saying, anytime you see kind of, like when you take a look at it, we've got some... like demonstrations of the videos, and it's got all kind of like the bells and whistles. But basically, when you start playing with it, it is so easy. There's just, you press a button here, you look at the intention. This is what you want, and the computer, as is, I think Peter used his word, is the workhorse, right? It does it all for you. You are just kind of like.
The only thing that is required of the user is where you put your attention, the intention will go. That's it. That's the only thing that is required. And as humans, we like to overcomplicate everything. And I get email after email after email after email about, do I have to stare at the water? Do I have to sing songs to it? How does it work? Yada, yada, yada. It doesn't matter. Where your attention goes, the intention will go. That's it. It happens with the speed of thought.
Before we take listener questions, Peter, can you give us the Reader's Digest version of all the unique features AquaWear 4 comes with?
Sure. So AquaWear 4 now sports 700 plus pre-canned intents. Some of the new intents are the force field intents, which people are having a lot of fun with them. We have all the vitamins in there now. We have the essential oils. We have the flower remedies. We have some more under the psychic abilities. I think we added got 212 new ones. On the resource panel, I now have videos that I've done. So there's a video that covers absolutely every part of AquaWear now, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. I sit right there with you on a YouTube video and show it to you step by step. We also have what we call the advanced features, okay? We have the intent cards. We have Brilliant Minds. We have the QLS, and now you can actually put up to 7 intents into one glass of water, and they all get layered. And then, of course, we have the Crown Jewel, which is the custom intent feature, which allows you to type your own intent. It gets translated into a number based on the Fibonacci sequence, which is found in everything in nature. It turns your customized intent into a number, thereby allowing you to consciously direct it into water. So it's AquaWear 4 is pretty over the top. I mean, I've listened to my customers over the years. There's a lot more safety features built into it. It runs smoother. It's less weight on the computer, meaning, it'll run on older machines just as good as it'll run on the newer ones. The install's easier. It was a 9-month labor of love to get it from the drawing board into people's hands.
See, so men really can give birth. 9 months.
That's what it took.
There you go. Not easy, is it? Being on that side of things.
No, actually.
I keep giving birth because there's, there's always a new idea and, a different kind of a focus. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting.
So, of course, we're here for our listeners. We want to answer your questions, and I know you've got a ton of them. This is brand new technology. Most of you have never heard of anything like this, and so I know you've got questions. So press *2 if you're on the telephone. That will get you in the queue. And if you're on the webcast, type in your questions in the question submission box provided. So, Selma, I'll let you start.
Oh, okay. Well, we've got Monica from Mountain View. Hi there. My dog, 8 years old, has always had digestive problems, and he has lost all his hair, is having difficulty growing back. He drinks very little water, so I started feeding him Gerber baby food, so at least he gets a lot of moisture in his food. Can I program this kind of food with AquaWear to help him with both of these issues, or what would you recommend? When we travel and he gets dehydrated and I need to give him to drink, I give him some chicken broth in his water, and he drinks it. But that's salty and calorie-rich, so I don't do it on a regular basis. Thanks, Monica. So, Peter, what could you say to Monica about her dog?
You can program anything that has water in it. You can program your beauty products. You can program food before you eat it. You can program fruit. I said on the other show, a lady programmed the wood in her house to kill all the termites. They're gone 3 days plus later. No more termites. You are only, and I can't stress this enough, you are only limited by your imagination on how far you can go with this technology. You need to radically rethink your life. You need to think so far outside the box and say, oh, my God, that's not possible, and then bam, it happens. AquaWear 4.0 is the stuff that science fiction books are written of. There's testimonies that just keep coming in. Karen, Selma, Stacy, you've all experienced it. I've got customers all over the planet on every continent. that use it in ways that, man, I never thought possible. I'm just a tinkerer. I build these. I dream it up. I build it, and you guys are the real users of it.
Right.
So,
right.
You build it, and they will come.
Build it, and they will come. Yeah.
But to answer your question, absolutely, you can use it on the baby food, no problem.
Right.
Yeah. So Karen, do you want to tell me a story about like Hillary and her dog, and you had programmed some water?
Well, Hillary is our resident astrologist, and I think if anybody's been on our subscriber list for any length of time, you might recall that she wrote about her dog Adobe, who's a Doberman Pinscher that was dying, and that would have been about 6 weeks ago, right? And she had taken Adobe to every vet, every naturopathic, holistic veterinarian with little to no results, and she was already grieving, even though the dog hadn't quite passed. So I said to Hillary, I said, why don't I just program the dog's water dish, and let's see what happens. I don't know for sure. Never met the dog, don't know what her water dish looks like, don't know where they live. I knew nothing other than it was a big dog that needed to drink some water. So I did that remotely one Sunday afternoon, and then I was out and I got a message on my cell phone, I guess it was about 4 hours later, that the dog was playing again just like a puppy with her puppies, because I guess they all live together, and she hasn't looked back. I mean, she just continues improving, and that was just me programming her water once 6 weeks ago. So yeah, I was stoked over that one. That was exciting. Yeah.
You see, these are the things that these type of testimonies, just drive me forward to dig deeper into the code. How it can work better, delivering better products that just work simpler, but yet are more effective. And I think, AquaWear 4 has really achieved everything that I had set out to do 10 years ago, and so much more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what we're finding,
and you know what? Not only that, it makes you feel really, really, really good when you can help somebody or somebody's animal. It just feels good.
Well, there was a feeling I got the first time I actually truly helped somebody and changed their life. And it was like the best drug in the world. And once you actually achieve life-changing results with somebody, you want to do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
And, what I realized was, I'm human, and there's only so many hours in the day I can actually reach out and touch someone, and I needed, something that would ultimately be an extension of myself and what I can do to represent me in the world. And that's, part of where AquaWear was born. Mm-hmm. And I think we pretty much achieved it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm going to take a caller on the phone if my computer works. Oh, there we go. I think it's Susan. Susan, are you on the line?
I am.
Okay, what's your question?
Well, I got a few, but I think people might want to hear them, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, first question is, are we legally allowed to save this to disk if our computer crashes, Peter? Or, I know Karen would always be there for me to send it to me again, but...
you can save it to disk.
Okay, I'm not very techy. Is that a lot? Like, is there a lot? There's a lot of memory required, though, isn't there?
No, I'm just telling you. I'm the originator of the software. When you purchase a license for AquaWear, you can install it onto 3 of your own personal machines, and you can back it up, download it as many times as you want. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I just want to know that. Okay, the other thing is, this is a curious thing because sometimes I have the kind of personality that I need to know. Other times I don't care as long as it works. But Karen knows that I originally went to her to ask to help with the chronic psoriasis, which was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So when I started, remember, Karen? Okay, so, but I've used it for a lot of other things, and there's a real sweeping web that even the way I connect with people now, that wasn't even an intention of mine. I was working more on physical stuff, but even the way I connect with people is much deeper now, and they like it, right? It's really interesting that there's you know what I'm saying? Like it sweeps a larger web than I originally thought.
Well,
when you
have to remember something too. No matter what you're working on internally to the body or in the environment, you're dealing with source energy. And
no kidding.
It changes everything. It changes the game completely. You're going to change just by using it. For little silly things, maybe like back pain or whatever.
Yep.
Your physical body is vibrating higher, and people may consciously notice that, but unconsciously they're definitely going to notice it. And what I have seen changes in people is they're treated very different than someone that might have not used the product in a much more respectful way. It's very hard to describe. You can only witness.
No, I know exactly what you mean. People are really digging the way that a lot of people in the world are not being respectful of each other, and I'm extremely respectful now. I was before AquaWear, but now I'm really giving people, allowing them to be seen more, and they like it because a lot of people don't feel like they're seen on this planet right now. Or heard, right? Yeah. And I'm just in a split second, they just click in that I see them and hear them, and they're joyful. It's blowing me away. Even people that at my gym who I didn't even really want to have the time of day with, I'm actually saying hi and having a short conversation with now, and they're really digging it. It's just weird. I can't explain it. I don't.
A lot of my customers are practitioners in their own crafts, and they use AquaWear. And, just from them using it on clientele has brought them all to a much deeper personal level where they have a much more common respect for humanity. And, I'm not trying to get philosophical. I'm just, it is what it is. But they have a deeper respect for, life in general.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's my actual questions. All right, so with the psoriasis, I wasn't getting an effect, Peter, with just any of the psoriasis. I got a better effect with perfect skin. But what I found, now this could just be me, but I had to go to the number 4 intent of healing the entire body to really get it, right? With the psoriasis one, though, I got some of the emotional issues actually were passing before my eyes as I wasn't even drinking the water. It was programming the water, and there was stuff about my ex that it did kick in badly after I broke up with my ex. So I actually felt my ex being sucked out of my feet, if that makes any sense.
Well,
okay, I know this is so, I know Peter's heard it all, right? And you guys have heard it all, but this is just so bizarre. But it wouldn't leave physically. And I'm like, God, why is this thing not leaving? But I've noticed that since I've been using the potent one, healing the entire body, it's been a big shift, and there's a lot of aching going on. I've only done it once, right? But one thing I wanted to ask you, when the psoriasis program was running, it was very, very slow compared to, I was saying, is this thing ever going to end? It was 1, 2.
You didn't read the instruction manual.
Oh, okay. No, I tend to.
Okay, so anything under bathing and showering is going to run for 8 minutes.
On the what? The what?
Bathing and showering?
Anything under the...
Okay, but I'm not bathing and showering with it. I'm drinking. Is that wrong? Did I do something wrong? Because it also says ingestion there.
So listen. Bathing and showering means just that. It's meant to be bathed in and showered upon. It runs for 8 minutes because you're in the bath for 8 minutes, you're in the shower for 8 minutes. All the other categories run for 44 seconds.
So wait a second. So that psoriasis one I wasn't supposed to drink then, Peter?
You can use AquaWear any way you want. I'm just answering your question why it seems like it's taking forever.
Okay, got it. Yeah, okay. No, it's interesting because I was like, what? Is it digging deeper into my soul or something? You're right. I didn't read. Maybe I read it and it didn't. I was in a car accident a few years ago and things don't go in.
Nobody reads the instructions.
No, I did, but things don't sink in. Okay, the other question I had is, I've only gone to 25 because I remember Karen and someone both saying, oh, it's pretty potent. So are people going higher, guys? Like Karen, Stacy, everybody there? Are you all going higher than 25 now? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kind of cut it off out of fear that I'm going to blow my gaskets or something.
No, nothing like that. No, the thing is, if you go too high, and it's not for your highest good, it's not going to work at all, right, Peter?
Right.
So you've got to find the level for you. And so, up it by 5% increments and see how you do,
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
You'll know if it's too much, believe me.
Oh, yeah, no, I know the first time I used it, it really was woo, and I was only using 18, but now that I'm used to it, I just wanted to see if what's the highest you've gone to, Karen? Like what number have you gone to?
I'm still only at 38%.
Oh, well, 38's way higher than I'm using. Okay, cool. That's good.
Yeah.
And
what about you, Peter? Has anybody gone like 50 or anything like that?
Oh,
so there are customers of mine that move it to 100% and then use manual mode, which is a multiplier of 100 per dot that you put on the screen. So they'll set it for like 41% and then put 1 or 2 dots, so they're at 241%. But, a lot of those people, they use it on gardens and in the environment. So.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, and I've had a problem with fleas. Okay, so I've been putting in the water. The poor animals are freaked out. I'm spraying all over the house. But I just listened to what you said about the termites thing. Should I? I don't know what to do because I think there's eggs somewhere in the house that are hatching and jumping on the dog, and I don't know what else to do because once fleas get in your house, it's really challenging. Do you guys have any thoughts?
Charge the wood
okay.
in the house. All you do.
Okay.
All you do is you run it. You put your attention on your house frame, and you're done. Go make a sandwich.
Okay, and I also have I have a permanent generator outside. I spent a ton of money, and the company, it's an American company, are saying they can't guarantee it won't work during extreme temps. And I'm thinking, well, I've got this AquaWear. I should talk to Peter and see what I could do to help this generator next winter. Do you have any thoughts? Because outside in Canada,
generator?
Yeah, so what happens is it tests itself once a week, and something with the cold or the ice or maybe it's condensation.
Use one of the force field. Use one of the force field incents on it. Maybe the transportation one. I don't know. Just put a humidity bubble around it.
And just hold the intention on it, like hold the intention up for the generator itself, then, right?
For the humidity bubble around it.
It's not gonna do anything. The generator's not real, but the humidity bubble. You can create a humidity bubble.
Like you can imagine the air around the generator, Sue.
Oh, yeah, keeping it warm, you mean. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I knew I'd get an answer. Okay, that's great. Thanks, guys. Oh, Karen, what did you use? What was the intent you used for Hillary's dog?
I just used Pet's General Well-Being.
Wow, and that worked, eh?
Yeah.
Great.
And that was only at 20%.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I just wanted to say I'm not very techy, so I haven't done any stacking yet. Don't laugh, people, but I'm ingesting 3 to 4 ounces, sometimes 5 and 10 a night. And yes, guess what? Yes, I'm in the washroom all night, right? So I have to start stack. I know, but you know what? It's a good cleanse, though, too, right? We have to drink water, right? So, but I guess the instructions are pretty easy, right, Peter? For that on your videos.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. Just watch the videos. But, on point with that, I'm constantly updating the instruction manual with new videos at the bottom, which I can't obviously put in the software, but there are new videos going in continuously into the manual, which is online. You just scroll to the bottom and you'll find them.
And what do we do with those brilliant minds? We actually have the intent that we pick up their energy?
Watch the video I made.
Okay, cool.
See, they're all looking for a shortcut.
I am. I admit it.
I just gave her the shortcut.
I admit it. You got me. You figured me out. No, I do. I don't want to read anything. You're right. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks, Peter. Oh, and by the way, I don't know how the heck you figured out how to create this, but thank you so much. It's amazing.
You're welcome.
It's amazing. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Salma.
Okay. So we've got Surya from Gothenburg. She's got a few questions here, so let's just take these one at a time here. Peter, she's saying, can I charge water in a glass with 7 intentions manually without QLS? In this case, for the first intent, I select standard mode. For the 6 others, automatic mode.
No.
Okay.
Everything, any layering needs to be in a QLS.
Okay, layering has to be in a QLS. Okay, and shall I charge my hot drink when it is ready and hot, or shall I charge the water and then boil it? Or does it make a difference?
Well, it doesn't make a difference.
Okay. And does boiling remove intention?
No, only when it evaporates.
Okay. All right. Okay. And for how long does the water keep its charge? Until it
Indefinitely,
evaporates?
until it's microwave boiled off or reprogrammed with AquaWear.
Okay. All right.
Okay. We've got Illinois on the line, area code 779. If you could tell us your name and your question, please. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, you're on the line. Who are we speaking to?
Oh, this is Audrey. How are you guys?
Hi, Audrey.
Hi, Audrey.
Thank you guys for taking the
You're
time
welcome.
to answer our questions. I had a couple of questions. Do you have to stare at the AquaWear when it's running? Is it?
No, all you have to do is put your attention on the target water wherever it is, and the intention will follow.
Okay, now I have a question about the intention. How do you set the intention? Do you have to speak it, or is it a mind thing? Do you think it, or just speak
Well, no, you run it in the program.
I suggest you watch some of the videos that are on the website on how AquaWear works. They're all really well done, and they'll help you with basic questions like that for sure.
On how to set an intention?
Well, the thing is, AquaWear has 700 plus intentions you can choose from.
Right.
And whatever it is that you are intending for your life, you pick that intention and it will run for you.
Okay. So I don't have to say it. Okay. That's what my question was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just choose it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has a component where you can write in your own intentions too.
That's right. If it's not in one of the 700 plus that are there, you can custom write your own intention. Yeah.
Okay. What about the second program that we download?
The high energy?
Yes. What is that for?
Navitus?
Yeah, Navitus is the bonus.
Navitus is the bonus. It's what I call a fire and forget program. It's built with one intention, that is high energy. It's delivered in the capacity that your physical body can handle it. Some people describe it as red bold squared. Some people describe it as a very subtle energy that runs through their body and keeps them going from early in the morning till night. Some people think it's like drinking 10 cups of coffee. But that's the energy that they're used to. So once the program, is in tune with yourself, it's going to give you exactly what you need in terms of energy of the body to keep you going.
Oh, wow. Great. I just downloaded, I think, the day before yesterday, and I haven't gotten a chance to, go deep and see what it was about. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Have we answered all your questions, Audrey?
You guys had 2 other products. Are you willing to talk about those?
Today we're just covering AquaWear.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Okay, Walter from San Juan. Can we charge our body or our cell body or cell water? Okay.
No.
Can't.
Absolutely do not charge water inside the body ever with any product. Very, very dangerous. Water inside the body vibrates at different levels to keep body functionality going. When you interrupt the natural balance that's inside the body, you're in for some really bad stuff. You can charge salt water, though, sure.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
For showering, do you have to start the process with the water running?
No.
Okay.
Just put your attention on the shower head or the bath head, and then run the program, go turn the water on.
Okay. And can you charge once all the water in your house?
Absolutely. You can charge your well water if you want. The volume of water doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a glass of water or a reservoir underneath your house or, whatever. Just wherever the water enters your house, just put the intent there, and as it comes in, it'll be charged.
All right.
So cool, isn't it?
Hopefully that
just so cool. Yeah.
I hope that answered that, Walter. Thank you.
We have, looks like Pittsburgh, area code 412. You're on the line. If you could tell us your name and your question, please.
Hi, this is Dan. My
Dan.
question is,
Hi.
does it have to be pure water, tap water? Can it be vitamin water or coffee or anything, water soluble?
Anything that has water in it, it can be charged.
Okay, it doesn't make a difference then.
Nope.
And does it have to be in a glass? Could it be in a bottle or any other container?
It can be in any container. Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, that's it. Thank you.
That was easy. Thanks, Dan.
Yep. Thank you. Where's your button there, Karen? That was easy.
That was easy.
There you go.
Okay. There you go. Daniel from Los Angeles, Peter. Does blood pressure fix low blood pressure, only high?
Say that again?
I'm sorry.
Well, I guess there must be intention for blood pressure. Is it low pressure or only high?
Again, there's 700 intents in AquaWear, and I am not intimately familiar with the fraction of them. I just use the ones that I use. You can look it up on the, on the intent list, or better yet, you can write your own if it's not in the pre-can list.
Okay. I would think that it normalizes both high or low. That's what I would think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is he asking what intents are in it?
No, about blood pressure. Is it low blood say that fast. Blood pressure or high blood pressure. Say that fast with an apple in your mouth. You can't do it, I bet. I think he's just talking about the blood pressure under conditions, and it doesn't specify whether it's low or high. So I would think it would just normalize whatever the issue is. That's how I would read that. So,
I agree.
Okay. Yeah. Does he have any other questions, Selma?
Not from Daniel there. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Tammy from Napa, she said, so there are intentions in the program for specific medical conditions, right? Bone density, menopause, hot flashes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to go through them, So some of them are very, very specific.
Yeah.
There's an index, and you can go through there.
Karen, your daughter's had some experience with one of those, right?
Oh, my daughter has scoliosis, and
no, I'm talking about the menstrual cramps.
Oh, that one too.
Was that your...
Yeah. She's had it all, and AquaWear helps everything that she's ever had an issue with. Heartburn, all sorts of things. There's no more meds in her place. She just goes to AquaWear first. It fixes it within 5 minutes. So she's good. Even with scoliosis, she used to go to the chiropractor every month, and that would easily be $65 or more. And now she just does that intent once a week just to keep her spine straight and start aligning itself. So yeah, amazing results. And she talks to everybody about it, and nobody listens. That's okay.
Hey,
I'll come to it soon enough.
Do you think I should post a downloadable PDF of the intent index along with a replay?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
We can do that. Yeah, that would be good.
That way people can see what they get.
There's such a variety. I mean, we've been, looking at this for the past year. We don't, sometimes we haven't gone through all of them.
All. No, there's no way you could use them all.
You can't.
No,
and it just seems like your day, how it goes, sometimes you figure, maybe I'm feeling anxiety, or I'm going to go with this, or, I've got this pain here. I had to cut the grass or something like that. You're always looking at see how your day is going and what you're going to use the AquaWear for.
I did some gardening yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Yeah. Some spring cleanup. And I thought, gee, I'm out of shape. I've been sitting at this computer for a year. And I thought, so there was a lot of muscle pain. And so I did muscle recovery. Within 5 minutes, I was fine. So it's all great. It's good. It's good. Just have a little sip of water. I'm going to take another caller. Looks like Florida. You're on the line. Area code 321. Blast off. 321 blast off. You're on the line. Who are we speaking to?
My name is Sandy. I'm calling from Titusville, Florida.
Okay, I'm just going to turn up your volume, Sandy. Okay, go for it.
Can you hear me now? How's
Yeah.
that? All right. I have a couple of questions, and I heard Peter say earlier that nobody reads the directions. Well, I read the instructions, and I have a question. My first question is about that. In the instructions, it said that if you used too high of a percentage, that you would know it. But there was no detail on that. Can someone elaborate on that? How would you know when you've gone too high? Are there adverse effects? Do you have a detox reaction?
Do you understand the principles of detox?
Yes.
Do you know what detoxing is?
Yes.
When you reach a detox level, you'll know you're going too high.
Okay.
So if you have like flu-like symptoms, then you'll know that. And this has happened to Stacy, right, Stacy? I thought you cannot get the flu that often, can you, Stacy?
No, not. Yeah, not. Out for 2.5 days and back for a couple days and out again for 2.5 days. So no.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was longer than that.
You need to be cognitive about what you're doing. Only you know your body. There's safety features in there. It's 4.0 that typically prevent it from happening. But detox is a very real possibility, especially on the higher percentages. So just go slow.
Okay.
Yep.
And the first lady that was asking questions, she asked something about fleas, and I did not hear your answer.
I believe she mentioned that she had fleas in the house. The eggs were in the house somewhere, and she couldn't find them. So I mentioned there was a woman that just got rid of the termites in her house last week. What she did was she used one of the intents to charge the wood in her home that the termites were feeding on, and it apparently killed them all. So what I offered up to the other woman was to charge the wood in her house to get rid of the fleas.
Okay. And then the last question, because you said that once you charge water, that it is indefinitely charged unless it boils away or use a microwave. So what about the force field intents? How long do those last? How long do those need to be run?
So those are on a different, almost like a different wavelength, if you will. They run slightly different code, and those are geared more towards future events, right? Because the principles they cover in AquaWear are quantum, and I'm not going to get into that discussion tonight, but in that place there is no space, time, or distance. So when you set your intention using something like force field transportation, that's actually happening in a future event that is continually running. And typically the intent at that point, is consciousness basically, and it knows to just stop and dissipate when you've reached your destination.
So how about force field ascended space or force field?
That's my favorite one.
Garden, which I run in little bubbles around my plants, even the ones that are inside. But I actually built a QLS with a couple of different force fields for my plants, for the fleas, to hopefully get the fleas out of here, and, just the ascended space. And I think I even threw heaven in there, just to, sort of make a pleasant experience in my home. So how often would I run that?
Again, I don't have an answer for you. I really don't. You have to play with it and see what works best. Experiment. Try it on one plant, put your attention out there for a week, do the other one for, 24 hours or whatever. There's no rule book when you start entering into that type of space. It's written by you, brought on, by you, for you. That's how the game's played with those particular intents. You have to play with them and see what works best. I don't have a written manual for those, unfortunately.
Okay, well then can you give me a yardstick? If I'm doing force field ascended space, how do I know when it's working and how do I know when it's not working?
Experiment. What's your intention behind it? Do you want to get rid of fleas? Do you want to protect your plants? What?
All of those things. The ascended space, it really appealed to me to raise the vibration in the space and to keep intruders away. So if I run it and a week later I have a break-in, then I know, okay, it wears off in a week. But I mean, short of something like that, how else do I know?
There is no, I don't know. Honestly,
you know what I do is I just use force field ascended spaces when I know that that would really benefit me for that day.
And you can tell when,
and you can tell when it's
wearing
worn
off, right, Karen? Yeah,
and then I just say, okay.
People's behaviors change for this or that. You're thinking, okay, I need to maybe do this again, or
maybe
I
didn't have the power high enough. And again, it's a personal thing. Only you can determine that.
That's not really an answer because I can't determine that. That's why I'm asking.
You can't determine it because you haven't experimented with it. And if you have experimented with it, you haven't pushed it further enough so you understand what you're dealing with. AquaWear is a tool that's designed to be played with, utilized. What works for Karen and Salma is not going to work for you, and vice versa. Just play with it until you see results.
And sometimes you really do need to. Yeah, you really do need to play with it. I know, even putting up, like the power levels. Sometimes you put it at 20, and sometimes you think, well, okay, maybe that didn't last, or I want something a little bit stronger. Then you push it up to 40. But I know with the ascended spaces, you can just tell when things are not quite right. You just have a feeling. I don't know, it's intuitive. Maybe you just feel that it's just you need something else, or you need to do it again.
Okay. A little bit.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Peggy from California. She's saying the garden needs to be done. What is the best one to keep a koi pond clean and clear?
There was a woman, and I've mentioned her on many of these shows. She called into one of them. Her name is Lourdes, and she lives in Brazil. And there was a pond or body of water that was all scummy and contaminated. And she started using, again, one of my favorite ones, under Cleanse and Rejuvenate General. And I believe within, 4 or 5 days, the water started to clear up.
That was an amazing story.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay. Okay, she's saying also the second part, when you charge water in another state, does there need to be a link up with the water at the other end, like a set time, or can you make it for when they drink the next glass of water?
Absolutely can make it when they drink the next glass of water.
Of the water. Okay, all right. So she's saying, thanks for this wonderful work, just beginning my adventure. And oh, baby, what an adventure it is. So good luck with that, Peggy.
What I want people to understand, too, and this is really important, this is as much a discovery process for you as it is for me. Because, some of these questions are so fantastic that I don't know how to answer them because I didn't know it was possible to do that. But, people write in, they're like, holy shit, oh my God, I did this. And I'm like, wow. And, over the years, the more feedback that I've been getting like that, really pushes it further into the realm of unlimiting your imagination. AquaWear, again, is a tool that is designed to free you from your conditioning, which is basically a world that we live in, which is 3 dimensions, but AquaWear is a 4th or 5th dimensional tool, and it's really designed to make you think outside the box, thereby making the impossible possible.
I just want to share a story, and Stacy and I both did this. We got a panic email from one of our listeners, help, help, help. We need your help because there was this massive fire in Cape Town, South Africa, and I don't know, it wasn't publicized on the news here in Canada. I don't know if it was in the States. But I thought, geez, really? Is this for real? I went on to Google, and sure enough, half of Cape Town was on fire. And so I thought, well, what can we do? I'd never been to Cape Town. I don't know exactly. And so I used the program Air Quality. I just used that one, the environmental air quality. And Stacy, you did one as well, didn't you, at the same time? can't remember which one Stacy did. She's probably uploading that PDF right now. But anyway, yeah.
I was going to say I did the other one. You did air quality increase, and I did reduce damaging effects. Or
right,
and
as soon as we were done, we got another email saying the rains have started, everything's under control. So now we can't say for sure that it was because of our work remotely, just picturing, Cape Town in our minds, the fires, but that was the result we got. That was the answer we got shortly after finishing that, is that the rains had started and it wasn't an emergency situation anymore. So anything is possible, right? Yeah.
And some other healing modalities could have, been a part of that there too. Somebody could have done, like more meditations, and you're coming in with AquaWear and somebody else. But then sometimes it's a combined effort from everybody that accomplishes the task.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
That's always a good
Yeah,
one.
it was amazing though. Amazing.
Yep. And didn't she send that picture then? And there was like
she did. And
after the rain, there was an orb.
As it was raining, there was lots of orbs, and Jesus was standing in the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's the picture that she sent. So I mean, wow,
that's quite fantastic.
It was a real different one.
Mm-hmm. Selma, is it my turn? Your turn.
Well, let's take Polly from Aussie. She's saying if one is sensitive to high percentage of AquaWear, then lowers to comfort levels, does the healing then respond to that level from then on, or are the levels then to be increased over time for permanent healing of the condition?
It depends. Everyone's conditions are different. There's so many factors that play in the human body. It's really kind of hard to say. The best course of action is to use the intent until you start getting results, and if it goes away, depending on what the condition is, then just stand fast with AquaWear. If it comes back, repeat it. Everyone is different. Everybody is different, and it's really hard to zero in with one particular user. What's going to work for them is not going to work for somebody else, or it may.
Okay, we have a caller from Salt Lake City. It looks like area code 801. You're on the line. If you could tell us your name and your question, please.
Hi, this is Pamela. How are you?
Good. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Hi, Peter.
Good. You got great energy.
Thank you. It's I'm sure in large part to the AquaWear. Anyway, I used the AquaWear 3.0 before the 4.0, and so I've used it for a while and had great results. And so I have a couple of different questions for you. One of them, on the shower, I know it lasts for 8 minutes, and I tend to take longer showers. So does the intention keep running?
Shame on you. It'll keep running until you turn the water off.
Okay, so sometimes I have come out because I wasn't sure, and then I've restarted that intention. But then sometimes I come out to restart, and I think, well, maybe I'll just do a second intention while I'm taking this nice long shower. So is there any reason why that's not okay?
No, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So if you took like a 30-minute shower, then technically you could do 3 different shower intentions if you wanted to, right?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
There you go.
And then really, I mean, how does it get any better than that? Wow.
It doesn't.
Okay.
You're so sweet.
So
do you have any other questions?
The other thing with the AquaWear 4.0, I know with 3.0 you recommended only doing 3 to 4 intentions a day, and then there's the whole quantum layering that you can do with the AquaWear 4.0. But if you don't do the quantum layering, is it still best to keep it to only 3 to 4 different intentions a day with the AquaWear 4.02?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. That is awesome. And then let me see. Okay. This is kind of a fun one. Can I ask a couple more quick ones?
Sure.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. On the force field for the car, could you put some of that intention water in, like, the radiator along with some of the other things? I'm not a big car person, but put it in the radiator with some of the other fluids, like the antifreeze or whatever, and have it work that way?
As long as it contains water, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know why you would use that in a radiator, though. I mean, the force field transportation is really meant to be used on the humidity bubble around the car or whatever your medium is.
Okay, and even if you're in a super dry state,
there's always humidity in there.
Bubble.
There's always humidity in there. Unless you're in a data center where they pay millions of dollars to keep the humidity at zero, there's always humidity in there.
Oh, that's good to know. I actually didn't know that. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the
thanks for your call.
Oh, can I do one more quick one?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so in the instructions, it says that sometimes you may want a different power setting with user prep than the intention type. And I was just wondering, when would that be the case? Because I've always just used whatever I'm doing for the intention power to do for my user prep.
So sometimes with different intentions, people aren't getting the effect that they're looking for. That would be a cause of the subconscious mind and acceptance. So in that particular one, you would want to increase the user prep a little bit until you actually start seeing it, depending on what you're doing. You know, so it's kind of like a balance between the power setting, really between user prep and the intent. You know, you kind of set them and play with them. Actually, that's a great question. That one's never been asked before. You know, so is it that the intent isn't strong enough, or is it that, you know, the subconscious mind is not accepting the programming in the water? And you know, it's a fine balance between the two. So again, you need to play with it and figure out what works for you.
Okay, that's perfect. So possibly you could have the user prep actually higher than the intention if you
Absolutely.
If you see in that's a bigger problem there.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I'd never even considered that. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thanks everybody. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your question.
Thank you.
I was just going to add that that would be beneficial for some people that seem to think that maybe it never works for them, that maybe their blocks are so, you know, entranced and trained that, you know, they're really a lot deeper than what they might realize, right? So it might be worthy to experiment with that. Okay. Selma.
Okay. Geraldine from Adelaide, Australia. Hi. Would it be okay to share all of this with my daughter, even though I bought the software? Thank you.
Sure.
I think that would be okay. It's like all in the
family.
There you go.
Right? Easy peasy.
All in the family, and you know, Peter is generous, so.
Okay. We have Barbara from Santa Monica, I believe. You're on the line?
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you're on the call.
Hi,
thank
you. Two things. I just got my dedicated PC tablet, and you had sent me an email with a download link, and since I'm a Mac user, I tried to do it, and something screwed up. And I wondered, A, if you could send me the link again, and I can either email you or something and find out about that. And two, my question when I get this, because I'm taking a lot of notes here, is I have leukemia. So I'm assuming there's some intentions or in your 700 lists that have to do with health, right?
Let me just look. I'm going to go there right now. I'm going to go look.
Okay, so let me just interject right here. Okay, and this is really important for people to understand. I am not a medical practitioner.
Oh,
okay?
I know. I'm not expecting. I'm just wondering.
And again, the software has not been evaluated by the FDA. Okay, so you follow your doctor's
Oh yeah,
you know,
I'm doing that.
plan
I'm not stepping out.
Let me finish, please. To the letter. Okay. Now, if AquaWear benefits you in some way, that's great. That's great, but you don't deviate ever from your medical plan. Now, AquaWear 4 has a list of conditions. I don't believe leukemia is one of them.
Well, but you've got cancers of the blood.
You always have the ability to write your own intent.
Right. Okay.
Now, I am in the process of writing a white paper, which should be ready hopefully within the next week. I just got to finish it off, which really teaches people how to structure their own intent properly.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, great. That's great.
So how would she do that, Peter? Like, what would she write in? She's not going to write in, well, help me with, with my leukemia. So
I'm not really going to comment on something like that at this time. When you read the white paper, you'll really understand how it works.
Okay, so there is a technique in the words to use then.
Yes, absolutely.
To get the best.
And you said also, as I've listened to you a few times, I'll know if I'm asking the right question. I'll just, like you said, you sense into it. You can get a sense of if you're asking the right thing.
You're going to get a sense right out of the gate with AquaWear whether you're going the right way or the wrong way.
Right. Okay.
It's an intuitive. It's intelligent. It's consciousness. You're just gonna feel it. Maybe it's gonna talk to you. Who knows?
Cool. That's
you're definitely gonna know if you're going in the right direction or not. There's no.
Well, I talk to my water all the time anyway. So.
Well, there you go.
Karen, should I just send another email to you asking to send the links again?
Yes, if you could, please. I get so many emails. Sometimes they get lost. So yeah, if you could send me another one, and I can get that to you. Mm-hmm.
And is there a preferential email?
Support@upwithwater.com.
Support at upwithwater. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. All right. Thank you for calling in.
Question.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So somebody's saying if I'm skeptical about the AquaWear technology, is it necessary for me to believe it will work before using it?
No.
Okay.
It's not important it's not important. It's not important that. Let me see if I get this right. It's not important that you believe it's not going to work. What's important is that you don't believe that it's not possible, or did I just butcher that? Belief is definitely part of the system. I mean, if you were to use AquaWear and you're just like, I don't believe this, and you're trying something internal to the body, it probably might not work. But, beyond a shadow of a doubt, whether you believe or not, when you use water prep, okay, and this is a really simple test that you can do. Just pour a glass of water into a clear glass, okay? And if you look really closely at the top, you'll notice that the water has tension in it, and it's kind of looks like a dome. As soon as you hit it with water prep, that dome is going to collapse in on itself. Water's probably going to start moving, might start bubbling. Those are undeniable, and that really has no bearing on whether you believe it or not whatsoever.
Well, and Selma, both you and I were very skeptical at the beginning, didn't we? What is this? But we played with it anyway. We played with it anyway, and the more we played with it, the stronger our belief got until here we are. Do you know what I'm saying?
We phoned each other like 5 or 6 times a day thinking, oh my gosh, did you try this? Look what's happening
also, listen to the testimonies about people programming other people's water without them knowing it and watching the results that they get. Okay, I have people that customers of mine that are programming IVs going into medical patients and having results that are off the chart. The freaking doctors are scratching their heads going, this is unreal, what the hell's going on? Of course, they don't say anything, but it's happening a lot.
Ooh, I like that. I haven't heard that one before. See, thinking outside the box. There you go.
You have to think outside the box. That's the whole premise of AquaWear. It's a tool built to unlimit your limited thinking.
Yeah, awesome. Selma, do you have any other questions?
Well, Valerie's just saying from Surrey, she's saying, yes, your imagination tension, you need to use that because here's another example. There was some fire at a dump a few miles and the air quality of the home and outside has improved. We use nothing. We use no other modality. And she also added lungs to that, so that's good that there was something, that was happening with a fire, and she was using the AquaWear product.
So I love the fact that we can all have a part in healing the planet, helping ourselves, helping our family and friends, and this is a tool that does it all. And it's very hard to find something this powerful out there. In fact, I don't think there is. But, yeah.
Well, but this is why we like to call it our first aid,
It's better than that.
Right? Yeah.
It's
just always there. It's a constant. And we go to it. It's our
like
go-to.
if you go to your first aid kit, do you have muscle recovery in there? I don't think so. You've got Band-Aids and Ozenol and, things like that.
I mean, like the pain and everything else there, too. So it's just wonderful.
Yeah. So, Selma, do you have any more questions on the dashboard?
Let me just see here.
Get this call wrapped up.
Polly from Gardenville, she says, when treating a physical condition where a transplant or alteration exists, does the AquaWear know how to work with that too? One would assume that, right, Peter?
I didn't understand the question.
Well, I guess she was just saying when, when there's a physical condition, when maybe somebody's had an alteration of some sort or a transplant, does the AquaWear know how to work with that?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. All right. We have one more caller on the phone, and then we'll wrap it up. Sue, is that you again?
Yeah, I just had a couple more questions, if I may.
Okay.
Okay. Peter, do you know, when I travel, I just thought that I want to do that humidity around the generator from a distance because I'm a musician and I want to take my laptop with me. The airport scanner doesn't damage anything to do with the program, right?
No.
Or does it? Okay, good.
Not at all.
Good to know. Okay, so you've gone through, everybody or other people have gone through and nothing's ever happened to it, right?
Well, you have to remember, it's software.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just...
It's software. The magic happens when you start using it. Okay. Other than that, it's just lines of code.
Yeah, I live in the country. I live in the country, so that driving protection one, it's a hassle, but I'll do it if I have to. But I guess I have to do that every time I drive. There's no accumulative effect, I guess, right? Like every time I
play with it.
Okay,
I'll
try it.
Setting the intention for the next 3 times you drive.
Well, no, the only way of truly proving it is if nobody hits me, but I don't want to go through that again because I had a fractured spine from being hit, right?
In all honesty, there's been 2 verified feedbacks on the website using force field transportation. One, a woman used it. She was on the road. There was a truck in front of her with a refrigerator. They got an inclination to move to the next lane. They did. 5 seconds later, the refrigerator door falls off the truck. We'll wipe them out. Another one was from David Shear, a friend of his, was driving the car using the force field transportation. A deer hopped out in the road at an impossible angle that she couldn't have gotten out of the way, and the deer seemed to materialize through the car. Now, take it for what it's worth. Awesome. I don't understand that one, but
no, it's cool. Very cool. Okay, very cool. Also, so when I'm not stacking and I'm doing 4 a night, so I was all worried that using 3 ounces of water wasn't powerful enough, but I could cut it down to just a tiny bit of water and still ingest it and get an effect.
You need 3 to 4 ounces of water for any amount of the intense at a minimum.
Okay. So I do need to stick to that. Okay. And the only other thing, you were saying about the psoriasis, the bathing, actually in intention 2, it's got nothing to do with bathing, and it's still powered slow. So I did read the instructions. I'm not trying to get into a negative space here, but I didn't use intent 1. Psoriasis appears on intent 1 and intent 2.
All right. Well, you know what? Yeah. Send me an email on what you did, and I'll take a look at it.
Okay, cool. All right, great. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks,
okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so I want to have some fun now. I have AquaWear set up in standard mode. I want to do a deep clearing on everybody.
Okay. All right.
I have to get some water.
Yeah, everybody gets some water, but wait, I just want to talk about this special offer for just a minute. You know, there is a great special offer going on AquaWear right now, but it's only for a limited time. It normally sells at $397, and for this special launch, it is at $297. That will also include the high-energy download called Navitas. Both are available as instant downloads delivered to your mailbox after purchase. Now, to read more about the offer, and if you're on the webcast page, scroll down the page and stop at where it says, yes, I'm ready to experience AquaWear 4.0. Now, press the blue Add to Cart button, and it will take you to the special offer page that has videos and demonstrations and testimonials describing the uniqueness that is AW4. For those listening on the phones, your link to the site would be http://upwithwater.com/AW numerical 4-SP/. And again, this is a limited time special. Check out the page. Give yourself, a bit of time to read through it, especially the testimonials from people from all the different parts of the world and from all walks of life. You will find it is uber fascinating. I especially like Sam. Now, man, Sam looks great at being 80 years of age. Yes, folks, 80. Now, take a look and read his testimonial. Actually, let me read it. I'm gonna pull this up. He says, I start my day with my program coffee with the intention of physical energy or mental clarity or love, which sets a positive tone for my day. I have found programming my water before my workouts with physical energy, strength and endurance, build muscle and body toning and sculpting gives me more strength, endurance, improved physical appearance results. Before I go to bed at night, I program my shower with a good night's sleep, which has wonderful results after a tough day, and my skin also feels softer. The AquaWear programs are an essential part of my day and evening. Amazing step. I swear to God, you really got to take a look at his picture and what he writes about, and just read about, like all the different people, the ways that people are finding success in their lives, So this is really, really, really cool stuff.
Okay. So, Peter, I think everybody's got their glass of water now.
Okay,
Which one did you want to do?
We're just going to run a standard mode, which is basically it'll run user prep, water prep, and then the intention. And we're going to, under super potent, we're going to be running deep clearing. So I'll count backwards. I'll count 3, 2, 1. And when I get to 1, just put your attention on your water. And I'll just verbally tell you what's going on within the software, and then we'll drink it at the end of it. Okay? So here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're doing deep clearing. Put your attention on the water now. Okay? That's it. That's all you got to do. AquaWear at this point does everything else. Water preparation is running. We are removing the memories and the imprints from the water. Water prep, user prep run for 22 seconds. If you look closely at your water, you're probably going to be seeing it doing some funky stuff. Okay? A couple more seconds. It's going to move right into user prep. User prep is running now. That's going to run for 22 seconds. And then we're going to move into the deep clearing, which will run for a total of 44 seconds. And we are running this at 81%, which is my favorite part. So again, don't drink the whole glass if you're not used to a higher. Just take a few steps and you'll be fine. We are now running deep clearing. It's nucleating the water. We're doing this in standard mode, which is really for beginners. Runs water prep, user prep, and then the intention. And you'll notice that it only takes, the speed of thought. You just make a connection between the software, the intention, and the water source, and that's it. You're done. You can get up and go make a sandwich and come back. AquaWear takes care of everything. Okay, that's it. We're done. Go ahead and drink as much as you want. If you're not used to the higher percentages, just take a few gulps. and just noticed the taste and the texture of the water.
Very smooth.
You notice we start talking about water like we do fine wine.
Smooth, you know. But with fine tasters, you can't. They always spit it out, don't they? Yeah. We gotta make sure we drink this. That was good. It tastes smooth. That's good.
Stacey, do you have any final thoughts as we end this call?
I was just thinking, I never really noticed a difference in my water, but I drink distilled water. I have a water distiller, so it's probably pretty erased of all of its stuff because it's gone through the evaporation process.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So.
Peter, any final words you'd like to share with our listeners?
You know, the offer is probably going to be as good as it gets. You know, I know a lot of people have spent a lot of money on products out there that don't achieve the results that they want. The price tag on AquaWear tonight for the launch is really inexpensive compared to what you're getting.
Well, because you've got it for a lifetime. You know, I mean, it's really all you ever need. Yeah.
Indeed. You know, just, again, you know, women spend thousands of dollars on beauty products that may or may not work. You know, those beauty products contain water. Imagine what you could do with AquaWear and cheaper beauty products. You're going to save yourself a lot of money, and you're going to get results that far exceed any of the high-end ones that you're using. So, you know, again, think outside the box. The product's there if you want it, and it will definitely change your life.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you, Peter. And thanks to everyone who has joined us. It was an honor to have you share this just over an hour with us. So be more, love more, live more, never settle for less, go beyond, and continue to create amazement, everyone. Good night.
Thanks,
Good night,
guys.
everyone.